I think there are a lot of gray areas where love is concerned, and they really shouldn't be gray. But in a generation and in a time where you have a lot of information coming in, sometimes that latitude that has been given to a lot of information coming in, sometimes it makes it difficult to be able to pick the right voice that you should follow. All right. Unlike before, where there was no social media, the bulk of your training, your value system, the information you got was basically either from your church, your school, and your parents, and maybe neighbors around, and that's all there is to it. So the level and the places from which you learn is limited, is controlled, and you can determine what is coming from where. But now you don't even know what is coming from where. You can just stumble on anything, on any point. Everybody's doing podcast now.
Yeah,
exactly.
So like they know
sometimes, exactly. So with this whole breed of information constipated generation, you can't even pick the right thing. So you listen up to one podcast, you're hearing, do something in a particular way, then you go to one other conversation and then you hear, oh no, don't do it this way, do it this way, and you're even just altogether confused. So if you're not someone who has a very strong conviction, someone who is stable, has found what he should be doing, the kind of things he should do, you just see that you are being tossed to and fro. You are just like swing. Today, this is what you believe. Tomorrow, you believe something else. What do you say to that? Is there something that can be done, for this generation that is altogether constipated with just a lot of information? Is there anything that can be done to that?
Yeah. So first off, let me say a very big thank you for having me here. It's a very huge honor, and I take this very seriously. It's a privilege, and I really thank you so much for it. And thank you for also coming up with this platform, because the truth is that there is a whole lot of confusion out there, and it's so much that I'm someone that gets to interact with a lot of young people, a lot, across even outside the country, here and there, in the rural areas, in the urban areas. I interact with all sorts of young people, and you can literally see two things: is either heavy confusion or some that have just given up on the whole concept of love and marriage altogether. Okay, so let me add one more category. There is one category that is messing it all up also. They are in the mess. They are either contributing to the mess or they are victims of the mess. And it's crazy. So what I would say to the question of having a whole lot of voices speaking to this same thing is that people should get a bearing, really. People should be rooted somewhere. It's difficult to even say parents now, because some parents are not even getting it right. Not because they don't have good intentions. Yes. Not because they don't have good intentions for their children. Not because they don't want to, but because they seem not to have contemporary knowledge as it applies to the time and age that we are in. In the days where parents could talk to you and they can be rest assured that you are taking your instruction just from them, you can rest. But now you have a phone, you have internet. Home training is not enough, as it were, in quote. Home training is good, it has its own place, but it's not enough. And another side to the part of parenting is that many of our parents also don't take the pain to update or to upgrade their knowledge to fit into there's something called postmodern era. This era that there is they don't take the pain. They believe that all they know is just enough for the child. But it's not just enough. It's not just enough. There's a whole lot that's going on. I mean, a phone that has internet alone is enough. So the advice now, we go to the young people themselves to find an anchor, a bearing. What I mean is someone, a figure or an institution or an institutionalized figure that they can look up to, that has track record, that has pedigree, that has the lifestyle to fit into what he or she preaches. And by God's grace, many of those people also have materials either on YouTube, either by means of books they have written or on their social media platform, anchored there and stay there. It is where you are looking for what is not lost that you see Orishi and then you be confused. The sheep must be able to know the voice of the shepherd and respond only to the voice of the shepherd. So it can be a pastor, it can be a trained person, it can be somebody that has education, legitimacy in that area. Anchor to that person and let the voice of that person be loudest, and drown every other noise with the voice of that person.
Awesome. So pretty much what you're saying now is, I'll call it mentorship. At whatever level, mentorship. You must be able to have someone who can direct, who can advise, who can lend a help here and there, who can help to curtail, and to put things in shape. Mentorship. And that concept is not just even a concept that we see in relationship. It's a concept across board. No football team has two coaches. There's one coach. You can't be a football team with three coaches and say, what, let's just put all their experience. Let's bring Jurgen Klopp and bring Pep Guardiola and then anchor it with Hansi Flick. We can't do all of that, right? That can happen. You'll be confused, no matter how good their intentions are.
Individually.
So that place of having a mentor, and there's a whole lot on that conversation, and I don't want to go too deep into mentorship because then you now begin to hear things. I've heard people say because of hurt, the reason why they don't want anybody, don't want to be close to anybody is because they don't want to be hurt. But there is no relationship that is devoid of hurt. If you are trying to mitigate the risk of being hurt, you can as well just go live in a planet all by yourself. Because hurt is part of relationship. I think that's also something people need to understand, that hurt is a part of relationship.
Integral,
is a part of relationship. But people are not built for that. People easily, they are hurt here, and the next thing they've cut you off. Now is a cancel culture. Any small thing, you have canceled this person, you have canceled that person. How do we also manage this culture of people wanting to exclude themselves from a voice that will speak to them? Because people don't want to be directed now.
So hurt, like you mentioned, is like saying you want to have rain, but you don't want to have sunshine. It's like you're saying you want to have day, but you don't want to have night. They are. It's not possible. It's a rule in life. Pain is an integral part of life.
Come on now.
Yes, and it's to your advantage because it holds lessons. Pain holds wisdom. It holds lessons for you. There is an intelligence that you can only learn by pain, through pain. That's why even our Savior, Jesus Christ, you see, he learned obedience by the things he suffered. He learned. Come on now, are you saying you can't teach him obedience by instruction or by give him 10 rules and do's and don'ts? But he had to suffer some for him to learn some. There is a measure of intelligence that you only can learn through pain. However, there is senseless pain. There is useless pain.
That's balance, right?
I have one of my mentors that say that there is the pain of had I known, and there is the pain of I had known. There is a pain you take, you go take the pain yourself, and there is the pain you wait and let it happen to you. So let me just make it simple. So, for example, learning. When we say go for a mentor, the only way sometimes the fastest way to know a good mentor is to have encountered a bad mentor. And yes, it's like saying love. We are still coming to the topic of love. I want to know when this person loves me. But do you even know when someone does not love you? Do you know what love is not? So you have to have your own metric system, your own value system well set. And I said it when I was saying anchor onto someone. I said people that have track record, their character match their preaching. They have track record of success in helping people with the help you are seeking. You don't go after a mentor because they have charisma. I'm sorry. Charisma is not enough. Not because they dress well, they dress I just like in swag. I like the way they talk, Baba. Then go break your heart. Because your reason is already because your premise is already wrong and your conclusion will be wrong. Your reason is already wrong. And once your reason is wrong, the entire process, it's just a matter of time. You find out that it's just nonsense at the end of the road. So get someone who is, in fact, if you get someone who has consistent character with what they preach, whether the person knows so much or not, whether the person has charisma so much or not, whatever they have will serve you. It will serve you. You are the one that is looking for deep and shine. Don't look for shine. In fact, your mentor might be unpopular, might be celebrated, doesn't have to be a celebrity. Some people have to celebrate, doesn't have to be a celebrity. It can be somebody low-key, unpopular, but you know the person has track record, has character that's consistent with the attitude.
Awesome. Wow, awesome. Okay, it's getting rich. Thank you, sir. Awesome. So let me throw you one of the questions here, that we have, and just get you to talk on that. Now, is singlehood, is it a bad thing? So I'll give context. I've had not once, not twice, a couple of times. I've had, situations where we get to talk with someone, and this will play out both from the lady side and from the guys, where it seemed as though for a stretch, someone, for instance, will tell you that from SS2 till I graduated from school, I was always in a relationship.
Wow.
So from the very point where someone has already been come into maturity, the person has already been hooked up every single time, and it almost feels as though, wait, is it bad if you are just be single first? Because all of this serial entrepreneurship that you're doing inside a relationship, is it working for your good or is it working to hurt you? You see, because so the question now is, how can we even maximize singlehood? And is it a bad thing to be single? Must it be that the goal eventually is to marry? I must marry. I must be in a relationship. Whether the relationship is even giving what's supposed to give, whether you are being, you are improving in the relationship, like scripture says that iron sharpens iron. Whether it is sharpening you or or it's blunting you, you don't even care. But as far as you are sure in a love relationship, you can't just be by yourself. How do we help someone who is in that space? Is singlehood a curse? Is it bad? Must you always be hooked up? And someone who has been in that space where you've just been from one relationship to the other, you break this one, 3 weeks later, you're already with someone. This one goes off, 1 month later, you're already with someone. And it almost feels like you don't even know yourself. How do we help that kind of person?
All right. So singlehood is far from being bad. It's far. The best thing, in fact, the best phase of your life is singlehood, is singleness. Because that's the most important phase of your life that is assigned to you for development. That is, in fact, if you want to really dig, let me go a bit theological here. If you want to access it properly, let's go back to, I always make reference to Genesis chapter 1 and 2 because I feel that is the most perfect book of the Bible. Maybe Revelation where earth has passed away now and then we see heaven. All right. You see that the first man that God made, he made him single. He had to be single. Although there will still be coupling somewhere down the line, but he has to start single. And in the singleness of Adam, a couple of vital things happened. A couple of vital things. For example, Adam, that was how he knew how to, that he was in his singleness that he knew how to relate with God. That he was in the presence of God. God has sent now. He could have just created both male and female the same day. But he made male and female. But he started single. You know what he's doing? He made every other animal male and female on the same day of creation. The birds, there was male, there was female. The lion, there was male, there was female. But when it came to man, it started with male first. It shows us that singleness is important to God. It was in that single state that God gave Adam an assignment for his life. Tend the garden. That's where he gave him manage the, you read many versions of, I think, Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. That's where he's blessed. Genesis chapter 2, I think it's verse 15, where he said, you will tend the garden, or you manage it, you cultivate it. So he developed the intellectual capacity of Adam as a single person before another person came into the picture. You see that it's in that space that God said, the Bible said that when whatever he called them, God brought the animals to him one by one. Whatever he calls them, that's what they are. He gave him authority, capacity, capability in a single state. And the guy was just about his life. It was about his territory. It was about his Eden. And that was what he was doing. In fact, it was God that found out it's not good that this guy should be alone. He's not. He didn't say it's not good. He didn't say that Adam is not good to be alone. He said the situation of his aloneness. And I think it's important we even define what singleness means. Singleness and loneliness, they are not the same thing. For example, okay, let me use myself as an example. In my, early years, university days, there's someone that said, you are always busy. What are you always busy doing? That, are you never bored? I'm like, how can I be bored? 24 hours a day. There is so much to do. There is so much to do. Because as a then, I've had a sense of what I'm about in life. I had immediate, I had present immediate goals. I had short-term goals. I had long-term goals. I know that it is whatever I do in the time and space I have now that is cumulating to give me the result I'm looking for in the long run. I can't joke with my now. In fact, I'm looking at the whole, what I want to do, the vision of my life. It's even looking too big for me. So how can I even do this thing in a life? So there is a lot to occupy me, which is the same thing Jesus said, occupy till I come. There is a lot to occupy you. But you see, anybody that is looking, actively searching, wanting to be in a relationship and all of that, trust me, you're already dodging your original assignment. It's a form of escapism, whether you agree or not. It's a form you don't even know yourself. If you know yourself and what your life is meant to do, you will know that, bro, no time, bro. It will take God to make you marry, because it took God to make Adam marry. God will have to stop you in your tracks and say, Alaye, marry. You have to marry. You know, in fact, God will bring, when the woman comes, you experience one or two things. It's either you experience a distraction or an attraction. In the case of Adam, it was an attraction. Sometimes a prospect can come and you look like, which kind of distraction? Because I beg, I won't face this work, this garden I've been given to tend. Can you please not distract me? I mean, and I'm not, this is not fable. This is something I experienced. This is something I know several other people that experienced the same. They were too busy with life, with what they believe that is most important, that God literally had to stop them in their tracks to get them to marry. You know, so singleness is that time of your life where you meet yourself, where you own your personality. Some people don't even understand themselves.
Sure.
You don't even know yourself.
Sure.
You don't even know what you're capable of. You have not done proper appraisal of your strengths, of your talents, of your opportunities, your capabilities. You have not explored what you contain. Honestly, if you meet yourself, you will see that you are such a package that you can't exhaust yourself. You can't unravel yourself in your few formative years. You can't. There is a whole lot of work you want to do on yourself. You know, so singleness is not the time where you are. So it can never be a curse. It can never be because that you are honing your skills, you are developing character, you are understanding yourself, understanding life, understanding relationships, understanding God, understanding interactions, understanding business, understanding money, understanding social wealth, understanding your purpose in life. You can't exhaust it. So there is a whole lot to do in the space of singleness that even after you are married, you can't stop being single.
Wow. Powerful. You've said quite a number of things, And I'm glad you took it all the way back to Genesis, speaking about Adam, right? And how he was single before he became joined with Eve, right?
Yeah.
And that is a major part. I think one of the things that happen is that for people who are in that space where they haven't come to appreciate their singlehood, it's perhaps because they're also trying to fill a void that is there with a wrong item. You're trying to put in and fixing a wrong item into a wrong hole. It's like trying to screw in something. You know, there are different types of screwdrivers, right? That we use. You know, if you put a screwdriver that is unfit for the space, you will try to put it in and try to screw it in, but it won't happen. It won't go in because it's a wrong screw for the wrong hole, for the wrong spot, right? And I think many people who are in that space haven't come to appreciate that, look, there is a God void that nothing else can fill. There is a void that God has put in every man, that the only person that can fill that void and it will click right like a hand into a glove is God. So people are trying to put the weight of God on human beings. And so that will not work. They are trying to look for love, a certain kind of love from the wrong person. You are pressuring the person too much. You can't expect me to do that.
In fact, sir, apart from the God love, some people are looking for their fathers in some boys.
Come on.
And some people are looking for their mother in some girls. You are looking for, that's why I said it's escapism. Apart from the fact that you're escaping from yourself, you are escaping from confronting the reality that there is a void that maybe God, your parents, should have filled. And I don't blame these people, honestly, and I'm not even coming hard on anybody. Some people lost their dad, you know, at a very young age. Some lost their mom. Or some are from polygamous families, or some are from families where there is not so much wealth or finance, and parents have to go and hustle to bring in whatever they can get. So there's really no time for, you know, the father love and daddy mommy love and interaction. So there is that void that they are trying to look for, and honestly, that is beyond their control. However, how people now choose to respond, how people now choose to get that void filled is what matters. And that's where God comes in. That's where God says that if your father and your mother forsake you, God says, I will take you up. So you go to God because He's your maker. He's the one that made you. Nobody can feel, just like you said, sir, nobody can feel that void for anybody. If God is not feeling it for you, your parents have not been able to feel their own part for you, then it is still that same God, your manufacturer, that you go back to, that will help you handle that.
Awesome. Wow. Awesome. Something is also coming to mind here. You know, there's this saying about, you know, your spouse being the other half, you know, and all of that, and all of that. So I've come to realize that really your spouse is not your other half.
Yeah.
Because if you go if you get coupled with another half, both of you is half plus half.
Yeah.
You are supposed to marry a whole person, a wholesome person.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in relationship with a wholesome person, not half. Someone who is holistic, who is wholesome, right? You have everything all together, and not someone who is still trying to put things together, who is still trying to find balance. You need another whole person, not another half person. You know, what God gave to Adam wasn't another half person. It wasn't his other half. It was whole. She was whole. He was whole. He had and just like you said about Adam having encountered God first. Funny enough, even Eve, the first person Eve saw wasn't Adam. The first person Eve saw was God, because God created Eve. So the first contact was actually with God before it was God that now brought you to the man. So people need to understand that going from one relationship to the other is actually not a good symptom. You may want to take a pause. You may want to take inventory and assess, what exactly are you looking for? What exactly seems to be lost? You know, why exactly are you getting, into these relationships? What exactly is it that you're looking for? It's also good to say this at this point, that apparently from this conversation, we can say conclusively that relationship is not the highest goal of life. Or better still, let me put this, marriage is not the highest goal of life.
Correct.
There are other things that will be prioritized beyond marriage. For instance, your purpose. Why are you here? That is an important question to answer before we begin to talk about, being in a relationship, getting someone, that you want to. You need to answer the question of, who are you? Just like you mentioned earlier on. Who are you? Because you by yourself, you're an institution that needs to be unpacked, that needs to be unraveled. You need to meet you by yourself. So relationship is not the highest. It's not the highest in life. The goal of life is not that we come and then we marry. Because if the highest goal of life was to marry, then as soon as we get married, we should just go to heaven. We just die. Since we've achieved the highest purpose, we should not be. I can't remember the animal. I think it's the bee. I think I might search. I'm not sure now. I remember there's an insect that I'm told the moment they reproduce, they die. Once I think it's the bee. I'm not sure. There's an insect like that. That the moment they couple, that's the end. They just die. That's not human beings. That might be an insect, but we are not an insect. We are human beings. The highest goal is not the relationship. There is more to us than marriage. Marriage is good. Marriage is vital, but more so if you have found God. More so if you are holistic and wholesome. More so if you have found purpose. More so if you have found purpose. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
So for any young person, unmarried person that is on this live session, I beg you tonight that you should jot something down. And it's very important, because it might just be this live session that you need for your liberation on many levels. So please don't take it for granted. What I would just like to add is, if you consider the word single, it literally means to be separate, to be unique, and to be whole, like I mentioned. To be separate. That means you have your set of standards that are customized to you, that you hold. Your value system is in place. You are not copying, just trying to be like, to fit in. You are not trying to fit in. You are separate. You have your flavor. You have your own distinctiveness. Then you are unique. You are original. You're original. You know that there is something about you that makes you tick, that makes you stand out from the crowd. You own it. And then you are whole. What it means is that if by any chance you have been broken in one way or the other, family situations, maybe a wrong relationship somewhere, an experience you had that left a major blow to you, you have healed from those things, and you are whole. You are healthy. Because come to think of it, after God took the rib that he formed Eve from out of Adam was still whole. So what it means is that you have become such a person that we can take out of you. We can take out of you. You can give life. You can give of yourself, and you are still complete. You don't diminish. You still stand strong. You still hold your side. You know that you have lost somebody broke your heart. You are still complete. Daddy left you. You are still complete because you have sought healing. You are standing firm. You are standing well as a whole person. You are not looking for somebody to come and fill in the blank for you. In fact, you don't even need marriage. Once you begin to feel desperately that you need to marry, you don't need to marry yet. You should chill. You are not a good candidate for marriage if you are desperate for marriage. Marriage is a good thing to desire. Because it's a godly thing to desire, because two can have a better reward for their labor. It has to be that it has to be that individually you are laborers that already are equipped with what it takes to profit. That's why I say you have a better reward. Now they say you don't do good already by yourself,
True.
you know, not to say you are expecting that when that person comes, your life will now become fruitful. But not lie. You know, so you have to consider that you have to be separate, be unique, be original, and be whole.
Awesome.
I just got to say that.
Wow. Thank you, sir. So let's go a step further. You know, so we said this ideal life. We want to look at how exactly do we know this, whoever it is, this guy, this lady is in love with me. How do I recognize true love? I'm getting into a relationship, and we're in a season, you know, or perhaps better put, we're in a generation and in a time where there are a lot of scams. You know, people want this scam. We don't know who is coming to the table for what. Because there are relationships where both of them are coming together and both of them they want to scam themselves. The plan is to scam. There's no intention of anything solid there. So how really do I identify true love? How really do I identify my ride or die? How do I? In the lady, in the guy, how can I identify that?
Okay, thank you so much. Sir, I saw a question in the comments now. Let me just quickly answer that person before I go to this question.
Okay.
So this person is saying, so are you saying everyone in a happy marriage is a whole person? In a happy marriage, trust me, they are whole. But let me answer you like that. What do you mean by happy marriage? That they are just happy enjoying themselves? If that's the definition you have in mind, well, they are whole enough for themselves. But marriage is not so much about happiness, really. Marriage is about the fulfillment of an agenda. Maybe that would be tricky, but I will not go that way. But if you're asking about wholeness, there are marriages and there are marriages. There are some marriages that they get into it because before they realize they are not whole. Whether they are going to have a good marriage or not will now depend on the work they are ready to put in. It will stress them because that's some work they should have done as an unmarried single.
Yeah.
Okay? That now means that they are trying to find singleness in marriage. It will stress a bit. It will be some work a bit. That work should have been done when they are alone, or it's achievable, it's doable. But for you to have a fulfilling marriage, not just an happy marriage, a fulfilling marriage, you have to be a whole person. All right? I just got to say that. Yeah. Coming to the question you asked about, how do I know that this person loves me? How do I know that this person is genuinely in love with me?
Yeah.
I think first off, it's important that we answer the question of love. Do you even know love? So that when it now comes, you can identify that, oh, this one is original, this one is not original. Do you know what love is? What's your definition of love? I want before I say what I have to say, I want people to just give us their definitions of love in the comment section.
All right,
please, if you don't mind, just you know, how do you understand love?
Let's see.
You know, what do you think love is? What do you think love is?
All right.
You know, because
let's hear from you.
if we're able to define love properly, it will help us really to know what we are looking for. And then it will help us to recognize it when it comes. Or if something comes, so if somebody said money, somebody said gift, okay, keep it coming, please. You know, so if you know what you're looking for, when it comes,
it makes it easier.
Recognize it. Yeah, it makes it easier.
It's like what happens in the bank, you know, when they're trying to train people. If you're trying to identify wrong notes, right? They don't bring wrong notes for you to say, okay, this is a fake note. This is a fake note. All they give you is to get you accustomed with the original. Because there are many fakes, but one original. If you are accustomed with the original,
yes, sir,
you will be able to identify it, even if they go and make 1,000 fakes. Once you're able to touch it, you know that this is nothing. So you don't get accustomed with the fakes to be able to identify the original. You get accustomed with the original to be able to identify the fake.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that. Because you know there are 2 billion people on earth. So how many love you want check to know that this one is original?
Exactly.
You know?
I'm saying love is patient, love is kind, love is willingness to suffer with the partner.
Come on. All right.
Commitment to the improvement of another person without necessarily getting anything in return. Wow.
That's close to it. Yeah. So somebody said love is God. Someone said love is genuine act of kindness. Someone said consistent goodwill. Love is gentle. So when you say love is patient, love is kind, love is gentle, holds no wrong. That is, I think you're taking it from the Bible love letter, 1 Corinthians 13.
Yeah.
And we have all of those things there. Yeah, they are attributes, they are characters of love, right? They are that's a description of the nature of love. But the definition of love, really, thank you all for these comments. Thank you so much for sending them. I think the person that's closest to it is Sophie Lover Grace, where she says love is a constant commitment to the improvement of another person without necessarily getting anything in return. Not like you won't get, but you are not demanding it, as it were, and you are not so much expecting it from them. You cannot pressure the person you are loving for love because it's by choice. Love is a choice. And every individual is a free moral agent that has faculty, has the power of will, free will, to choose to love you or to not, or to love you to a degree or not to a certain degree, or to love you in a way and not in another way. You know, so you can't demand it. So let me just build around that definition. All right, let me just build around it. Love is a constant, continuous commitment to the improvement of the other, to the end that you make them better than you met them. But the ultimate goal is that they become the best version of themselves that they can be. Or at least, we can you say that they have improved, their lives have improved, they have gotten to become better versions of themselves because of the introduction of you into their lives. That's what love is. Love is that thing that moves with the plan, the agenda, the desire to see treasure come out of supposed trash. To see beauty come out of ashes.
Right.
So love does not mean that you are looking for a lovable person to love. It's not necessary. It's not necessary, because if you want to go by looking for someone that is lovable to love, then Jesus will not come and die for anybody. He should not. You know, but here you are. You have love in your heart because of your interaction. Don't forget that this whole thing starts with God. You have so much interaction with God that your heart is. Somebody in the comments said love is God, and that's so accurate, because love is a person, and really you can't love without God. It's literally impossible to love without God. The dichotomy that we are fighting here is a love versus infatuation thing. Somebody in the comments also said, when he's doing you giz-giz. But love is not giz-giz. But because there's nothing that was doing Jesus giz-giz when he came to die for you. What's giz-giz about you? You are dirty, wretched, unattractive, you know, so there's no giz-giz in the picture, you know. So let me just put it to round it off. Love is a constant, continuous commitment to the improvement of the other person to the end that they become a better version of themselves than you met them, without you necessarily demanding a return from them. All right? Yes. So if we all agree and go by that definition, it will help us a lot. And it will now help us to know how to know when this thing comes, if it's the original or fake. So love is not, if buys me gifts, he give me a lot of money. A good player should buy you gifts. In fact, we buy you the most gifts. Somebody that just wants to get under your skirt or get your pants down can give you all the money that they have. You know, is a shoulder to lean on. I mean, bro, anybody can shoulder. There are so many other people that can give you shoulder. You know, our energy just match. There's chemistry. We just click. Baba.
You can click with that rubber.
Say, I mean, the moment I saw him, I just knew. The moment I saw him, I just knew. Baba, calm down. You calm down. You will test it. And okay, let me just do this. So I will give you 12 or 13 tests of what true love is. How to test. Yeah. So there's a test of time. Time is powerful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Test of time.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can just mark it as love versus infatuation. Oh, let me quickly define infatuation. Infatuation is an intense but short-lived passion or admiration for somebody.
Say that again. Yeah.
Is an intense but short-lived passion or admiration for somebody. Yes. And in fact, study. So when I say short-lived, I'm talking about study as it of time. Yes. Study as it that infatuation the life cycle of infatuation is 9 to 18 months.
What?
Yes.
18 months is 1.5 years.
Yes. Because Baba, sorry to refer to this. When we were in the streets, you can pursue one babe for 2 years. You can so that's why, apart from test of time, there are still about 11 or 12 other ones, because time is not enough. Because some people can spend time. Do you know that the devil waited for Moses 40 years and he came back to tempt him with the spirit of anger? So people see Satan can be very patient. They can. So even time is not enough. So infatuation, really, that's why I said is intense. It's chemicals, it's hormones, it's things firing in your brain as the sight of. So when you hear people say, you take my breath away. It's actually true, but it's chemicals that is going on.
Or his asthma.
When the babe come around, I don't get myself again. But that's not love. That's infatuation. It looks good. It feels good, and it's a good feeling. It comes with good feeling. You know,
but it doesn't have any solid premise.
There's no substance to it. There's no substance to it. There's no strong foundation to it. You know, so the test of time will tell, because fake things don't last like the originals.
True.
They can look so good. In fact, they can look as exact as the original. But if it is not the original, it cannot last.
It will wear out.
It will wear out with time. It will wear out with time.
So that means I can't conclude someone loves me in 1 week.
No, you cannot. You cannot. They can be attracted to you. Attraction is good. In fact, attraction is a blessing that you can perceive.
Yeah.
You can perceive. The typical example I give for attraction is Moses that saw a burning bush. He was burning, but it was not burnt. But the Bible said that he drew near to observe what was going on here.
Yeah.
So the initial sight of the burning bush was the attraction. It's called special effect. That God,
so it pulls you in.
Pulls you in. But the Bible said then he turned to consider. He drew near to consider. That was when he now heard the voice that said, Alaye, holy ground, take off your sandal. You know. So attraction is good. Attraction, if you are not attracted to anybody or nobody is attracted to you,
there's a problem. There's something
problem
there.
somewhere. At least there should be something that catches your fancy about something that draws you in. That is the first step in this whole thing. You know, so you can't say you love somebody within 1 week.
But people come and say that. People come and then they say, you know, have you heard this story? We just met, you know, and in 3 months, I just felt he was the one, you know, and I mean, after 3 months, we just got married, and we don't know what's happening in the marriage, but we shall know that they're still together.
We can go to court. No. Arrange mercenary witnesses and marry. It's not hard. It is not the premarital situation. It is in marriage after wedding that matters the most. Because there is a dying known. So don't forget, there is a dying known. So that's why you can't be tricked by. In fact, let me just quickly say this. I went to a studio to record, and then somebody in the studio was just saying, one of my very close friends is getting married. She's a lady. One of my friends is getting married. He said, but I will never attend that wedding. I said, your close friend is getting married. You will not attend the wedding. What happened? He now said that she said that the only reason she's getting married is that she wants to post wedding pictures.
For real?
For real. True life story. The only reason. It is the same reaction that you're giving. I said, what? Say it again. So the friend said, I cannot go to that kind of wedding because it's a matter of time. I know that this marriage cannot be anything.
Because I want to post wedding pictures.
I want to post that I'm wearing white gown. We did the after party, the ring.
She should go and rent gown now and snap and post it.
Have you a new drama? Just rent somebody.
Wow.
That's the only reason. So people do things for several reasons. And that's why we can't be carried away by what we see on Bella Niger or what we see on Niger weddings. You
never know the full details.
You don't. So that can't be. So don't forget about people that say they married within 3 months, they met. What do you know what they call infatuation? Infatuation of carrying you. It can fuel and pump you and drive you. You will marry. Some will even bomb picking on the infatuation fuel. But when you jump to my shore, I go clear, and that's it. You go know. Alpha, when rubber meets road, you will know it will expire. It's just a matter of time. That's why we are subjecting it to the test of time.
And what are the other tests?
The next test will be the test of knowledge. Because you need to understand that in fact, you have to know that it's not just two people getting married; it's two histories getting married.
Wow.
So if you are getting married at 25, you are marrying somebody that's 25 years old. You are marrying 25 years of somebody.
Of experience, of exposure, of education, of baggage. Wow.
And this person is an individual that has their own personality set.
Yeah.
They have their moral set. They have their value system set, their judgment system. They have their perception, their perspective. They have these things set. And you want to marry the person, you got to know the person, bro. You have to know this person. And you know that to study medicine is 6 years or 7. If it has to catch you, maybe 8. That has to study medicine. But we are talking about a lifetime thing you are throwing yourself into. A person you are getting hooked with for a lifetime. You should have knowledge of this person. How much do you know of their history? Where are they coming from? Typically, when I come across a young person and they tell me about relationship or that they want a relationship, the first question I ask them is, what happened to your last relationship? So when they tell me about their last relationship, then I ask them what happened before that, this relationship before that one. And before that one, usually I don't even have to ask too much. They go to the beginning of their relationship and begin to tell me. So you can begin to see patterns.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So if I want to marry somebody, I want to see, how did you get here? What are your ideologies? In fact, I want to know your ideologies. I want to know your theologies. I want to know your ideologies. I want to know your philosophy. I want to know
system.
I want to know everything. Because don't forget, I'm a single person, separate, unique, and whole. I'm looking for somebody in that space also, so that we make one powerful team.
Yeah.
So the test of knowledge is important, because there are things you just know about somebody, and for example, you just know their HIV status, and you don't know that I know if you marry this person, I know if you marry this person. Or body count, you just know their body count. You don't need angel to come and tell you. You don't know that except Jehovah is telling you to go ahead.
But the person can change now.
Of course, that's why I said Jehovah. Jehovah can tell you to go ahead. For some people, you know that you don't. That's why you need to know yourself. You know, you are from a polygamous family. Then you check yourself. Do I have the power? Do I have the energy? Do I have what it takes to handle you? To handle that. This is your background. So you have to know what you're getting into. And that's a test of knowledge.
And you can only get to know as a result of communication.
Yes.
Because there are relationships where they don't say anything. Now, just how are you? And there is something that once it enters into a relationship, that's the end of communication. It's called sex.
Baba, never will reach that one. That one long. Because there's even still a test of delayed gratification. It's also a test. So that's what we talk about, sex and some other things like that. So the test of knowledge. You also want to know, apart from history, you want to know where they are in life, what's making them tick now, and you want to know where they are going. Do they have a sense of direction and vision? It's still part of knowledge, and this thing takes time. So you see, from time, this is what to do with time. You use time to seek knowledge. So we are not saying time, let it be long ago for going to Penn Cinema and going to cinema or to beach and be wearing Uncle Jesse, Adeorini, and be snapping selfie. That's not what we are saying you should do with the time. The time is for you to explore, to do your research. One other knowledge you have. Okay, let me not go there. So another one is the test of focus. Focus is basically a question of who am I looking at if I get into a relationship with this person, or if I go. So I'm testing for true love. Who is this person looking at? Is this person looking at himself? Like, the focus in that relationship is on themselves, where they are looking for just their own benefit, how it benefits them. It's a test of focus. Is it all about you, or are you focused? Don't forget our definition. Our definition of love is a commitment to you, all right, to improve your life. Now, imagine if two people share that definition,
that commitment.
Yes, they are looking out for each other. That is what makes it beautiful.
That's the sweetest kind.
Yes. Because we have to come and complement each other. I have my own strengths, and they might necessarily not be your area of strength. But I have that strength to communicate to you, to supply to you. So I'm looking at you. So what I'm saying also is that, look at this person. Is the person someone you can beat your chest and say, I can supply to this person's life. I can improve this person's life. I have this, I have that, I have this skill, I have this not understanding, I have this quotient, I can add it to this person's life. That other person too, do they have what they can add to your life too? Do they have qualities? Do they have values that they can add to you? So a test of focus is very important. Who are they looking at? When it's always about them, always about you, there's already a problem. That's how you know that this person does not love me, because this person can love an idea of you. This person can love something about you, but not you. When we get street, we feel like your nyash, but not you we like. We feel like your so a babe can like your Benz, but it's not you. What's this person looking at? This person can like your job. I just like your charisma. I like the way you carry yourself. I like your skin tone. I like your swag. But it's not what you like. And you want to be a part of that swag. You want people to say, I'm on that guy, that guy. But it's not what you like. So the test of focus. What are you looking at? What am I looking at in this relationship? All right. There's also the test of singularity. Singularity means that you can only love, when it comes to love, this kind of love that we are thinking that is heading to marriage, you can only love one person at a time. Infatuation can infatuate many people at the same time. Yes. You can be attracted passionately to many people at the same time. You can admire many people at the same time. That commitment that we are talking about, and that you are imagining, it can only be one person at a time. So what I mean, and I think that's plain enough. That's why people can't, once they know that you are dating someone else, that you are double dating, I'm out. You know, you can't double love in this context. You can't double love, but you can infatuate. If there's any word like that. You know, so there is a test of singularity.
Wow.
This, we can't exhaust everything tonight, but let me just keep them sharp. There is a test of security, like and out. Yeah, the test of security speaks to jealousy. I don't want to see anybody around you. Don't bring, in quotes, what they call third party. I don't want third party. I don't want to. So you can't have a female friend. Once me and you are in love, I cannot have a female friend, and you cannot have a male friend. That's insecurity somewhere. What are you afraid of? The Bible says perfect love casts out fear. If the love is perfect, it casts out. You won't be afraid that ladies want to go. If you're afraid that ladies want to go break my heart, like, but they broke my heart, that means you are not healed yet. You are not whole yet. You see? Because really, you are so whole to a point that anybody that loses you is their loss. You are not even afraid to see. So you can't be jealous. You can't be bothered. You can't be checking the person's phone, and the person wants to check your phone all the time. Where did you go? Where are you? Where did you? Where won't you? Where shall you? Bro, you are already stressing our life. So there's the test of security. Are you settled? Do you trust me? Because that trust is the foundation of this thing we are talking about. Once there's no trust there, it's not genuine love. Don't even disturb yourself. And there's also the test of work. Work means how willing are we to put work into making this thing work? Like, how willing are we to supply? How willing are we to supply? Put in some work. Because trust me, God will never give you a finished product. God does not give finished products. He gives room for co-creation. It gives room for co-investment. God wants you to have a value in the value He's giving you. He wants you to have a contribution to the person's life as your own. I mean, you say, see my fingerprints. Yeah, you know, I want to be able to say that you taught me how to save. She taught me how to, invest. Oh, she taught me how to do something better than the person met me. You know, it is the law of work. Is this person willing to put in the work that is required to make it work? For example, is this person ready to go and read a book? Is this person ready to listen to Pastor Mildred and Okonko to improve? Is this person ready to listen to Pastor Timi on his series that he did about love? Is this person ready to go to a conference? Is this person ready to make moves that add value to what we are supposed to share? So there's the test of love. There are some people that will never lift a finger. I don't love you, I don't love you. Just don't go like that. It's fake, bro. It's a matter of time. It will give way. There's also the law of the test of problem solving. That when matters arise, because it won't always be a smooth ride. When matters arise, and this person, can we have a conversation? Can you sit down and let us work it out? Let's solve a problem. Your career, your business is not going fine. Is this person willing to reason with you?
Something in there.
To put something in. Can we? How can we? Can this person say, you know what? I spoke with my uncle. He said we can do this, that. I read a book. In fact, I didn't sleep overnight. I was making research about this thing that you are confronted with, that we are confronted with. You know, so it's problem solving. It's not even just about conflict resolution now. It's generally problem solving. You know, that there's a situation, and willingly, I want to be a part of the solution. I want to hold your hand and journey that path with you to find a solution to that situation. There is also the test of distance. Okay, this long distance, short distance, bam, good. There are some people that they can't do distance, and I'm not talking about geographical distance now.
Okay.
Some people, they have to call you. They believe that. In fact, some people think that the way to prove that you love me is that you call me 5 times a day. It's a problem. That you have to call me 4 times a day. I can't be apart from you. I'm already missing you, baby. I'm sorry. The person just left your house. The person just, and I just come out church. Do you know I'm already missing? I don't even know what to do right now. I don't think I have appetite. Alaye. That is you. You are trying to keep the.
You are using me.
Yeah. You are trying to.
You are using me.
You want to use that. It's not realistic. This person is a content creator. They are on a set shooting. You did not even call me. The last I called you when we were going into the studio.
And this happens a lot.
It happens a lot. You did not even call me. You not even, is that you want? It's a problem. You must be, how will we even know that you are whole? Is that you can be
by yourself.
You are your best friend. You are yourself's company. Everybody can even go more even go. I don't need 1 week. I want to be by myself. You enjoy your own company.
Yeah.
You enjoy because it is that enjoyment of yourself that you can give to someone else. You can't give what you don't have.
Yeah.
But when somebody cannot enjoy their life when you are not there,
there's a
mama, you should deal, because even in marriage, you can't be always 24 hours with each other. It's not possible. In fact, if you fake it, once you have a child, the problem will show. The problem will show.
Oh, yes.
So the test of distance is very important. Can you do LV distance and not feel that your life is about to crash because this person is very far from you? You have not heard from them so much, but you know what they are about. You know what they are doing. So there's a test of distance. We might not be able to exhaust the explanation of all this. Yes. There's the test of physical attraction.
Okay.
Physical attraction is good. It has its place. When we talk about love, it has its place. Have you seen some people before and after, 10 years down the line, how unhandsome, I don't want to say ugly, nobody's ugly in Jesus' name, how unhandsome or on good looking they were at the initial stage versus now, 10 years after, or even 5 years after. So you find out that physical attraction is good. You need it. We can't deny that.
Okay.
There is always the place of attraction, like I said. But infatuation runs solely, or most of the time,
on physical attraction.
On physical attraction. So you have to check that. Your attraction, you're magneting this person. Because anybody can be attracted to anybody. It's not about you, it's about them. Anybody that is good looking will likely be attractive. So
that means what is attracting, what you're saying now is what is attracting you to me apart from the looks? Beyond the looks, what do you see of me beyond the looks? If all that you see of me is looks, then there's a problem.
There's a problem. There is a problem. Because, and how to even test it, you see that there are some people, you just wonder that, sorry to use this word, this person is not so beautiful now. In fact, my sister used to tell me something. There's one girl. The girl is ugly, but she has married. She's happy. And the husband can die. The husband can carry her on the edge. So you see that it's not physical. That is doing that thing for them.
There's more to that.
There is more to it. So infatuation will run largely on physical attraction. So somebody cannot be liking just because of your nose, or because of your waist, or because of your ears. It can't be. So there's a test of physical attraction, and that's how to know it. There's also a test of affection. Affection is basically fondness, fondness, gentle fondness that is over time expressed through physical contact, physical, exchanges and all of that. You have to test not just for the misuse of affection, but even for the timing of it. For there are relationships are at different stages.
Yeah.
There's a stage that we shouldn't be physically engaging. It's sounding deep, but it's not deep. There's a level where you shouldn't be holding hands just yet and be strolling on the road just yet. There is a level like that. There is a level where you can't go and pass the night. In fact, ideally, you shouldn't be passing the night. You should not be passing the night, because you want to do affection. No, but the test of affection you are trying to see is that can this person handle me gently? Can this person look at me gently? Like, if I go wrong, how will this person correct me? Will this person correct me in love? Can I categorically say that this person is affectionately connected to me at levels where we know that our minds are connected? It's very important, because some people can connect to you mentally, but they are not connected to you at heart levels. They cannot look at you and know what you're feeling. Affection is what can make me look at you and know that, I know you are rubbing pancake, but you are not happy. What's going on with you? I see you are anxious. I see you are worried. Or I see that you are threatened. Maybe the person has a presentation. At a glance, I should be able to decode that, oh, no, this is not. And they should be able to know when you are happy, and then they rejoice with you. So that's the level at which you test affection. Like I said, we might not be able to unpack everything. There's the test of stability. Yeah, there's the test of stability, which speaks to, if there's a serial data, something is unstable about it. At the slightest provocation, you don't cancel culture like you mentioned earlier. You are gone. Can you be committed? That's why in the definition of love there is commitment. Can you stand steady? Oh, I heard a rumor about you. I'm standing steady. In fact, you did something that is uncomely. I'm still giving you benefit of doubt. I'm still asking you, what's the situation here? I'm helping you check it out. Do you need help in this area? I'm stable. I'm steady. Not the one that they will just push you one finger and you're already offended and you are gone. There is a test of stability. There's also, like I said earlier, the test of delayed gratification. Sex, can you wait? You cannot wait. Baba is not true love. I don't know waiting the person want to tell you. Once somebody tells you they cannot do without premarital sex, run, no. Run. Come. See, there are casualties. And I pray that nobody repeats history. There are too many casualties.
Yeah.
It does not end well. It does not end well. Even if it looks like some other people are doing it and they seem to be getting away with it, give it time, bro. Give it time. If you show me, if you sow it, you will reap it. You cannot dodge it. If you sow premarital sex, you're going to reap it. And I'm not scaring you. And I'm not saying that congeal is not there. I respect your congeality. But one of the marks of maturity is your ability to contain your congeality and not let your erection determine your direction. You can't say because you are wet, you are now going to dive. You don't have to dive into the pool because somebody splashed water on you. Wetness does not mean you have to be soaked. So calm down. Don't whine yourself. Don't do it. Not see, on many grounds, premarital sex is not to your advantage. It is not. I'm talking to you in capital letters, and I beg you to hear it in capital letter. Write it down in capital letter. Premarital sex, no. Any church brother, whether they have collar or they have bishop cassock, and they tell you that they cannot do without premarital sex, run. No, I'm telling you, we have too many examples. Too many. People have literally destroyed their destiny because of premarital sex. Literally. Some by God's grace and love can recover from it. Some never recover from it.
So true.
Even when they recover from it, there is trauma, there is this, there is that. Let me stop it there. Sex on its own is an IG life. 3 hours. Let's leave sex alone. Still under the age gratification. Not the rush go marry. So because rushing to marriage, someone want to marry within 3 months. Well, we will now ask you, is it fear that is driving your pace or is faith? Is it anxiety stemming from years of deprivation? Or is you being carefully taking it stepwise? Don't rush to marry anybody. Let me tell you something. Let me even tell you something. There is formula. There is working formula for marriage that will work. I want to be doing pre-relationship counseling and not even premarital. Pre-relation before you get into relationship. There is formula. There is science to it. There is heart to it. There is a formula that you can, if you submit yourself to the baptism of that formula and go by it step by step, you cannot marry wrong. I assure you. So there is the test of delayed gratification. Infatuation can't wait, or love can wait. Love can wait. Let me give you one last one. The 13th one, the last one. Is the test of accountability. It's a big deal. But Baba, you want to go on a journey that you have never gone before, and you don't want to use a GPS map or a tour guide. Are you whining yourself? Marriage is a lifetime institution. You don't want to read the manual. You don't want to account. Bro, if you are 40 years old and you want to marry, you should still submit yourself to accountability. To people that have gone that journey before and they have come back with results, with working formulas. You must account to somebody. We are not saying that person you are accounting to now will now be the dictator and the lord of your life. But it is the Bible said there is safety in a multitude of counsel.
Yeah.
Bro, in fact, you see all these things we are saying. If you have met yourself and you know how precious you are, you won't be playing joker with your life and be doing your life as if you have to. Your destiny is too precious for you to be doing trial and error. Be accountable to a system or to a person with a track record. So the person, and I've heard many people say that, my guy said he doesn't want a third party in our relationship. Run. Who does he account to? He said we can always solve matters between ourselves. Run, no. There must be an accountability system.
Accounts to Steve Harvey.
How do you do that? So there are systems around you, and in God's faithfulness, there's one bad rich way, one person or one system will not be around you that you can account to. So please, if you take all of these tests into consideration, you can't miss it. Yes, sir.
Whoa. This has been full. My goodness. This has been full. I want to believe everyone here has caught, in fact, more than one thing. You've caught many things from this. This has really been rich, especially with the communication of all of the tests that has been mentioned here, the test of accountability, delayed gratification, affection, distance, security. I mean, a whole lot. And these things you can tell by yourself that you can fit all of this into context. These are not things that we are just speaking from the skies. This is not an esoteric conversation. These are things that, even from colleagues, friends, and all of that, you can begin to see, you can begin to see things, begin to see gaps, and begin to see even people that have done it right and how they went about it, putting all of this text into context. Thank you so much, Oshara.